Hi. I decided to come because I actually wanted to see some of you who won't return my phone calls, but I really didn't prepare anything because they're not paying, so I scribbled some stuff in the car. I got 10 minutes. I'll just read the notes and tap dance from there. Okay, now, it's really amazing to me what's happened. I got an email from a documentary maker who's pitching. They're coming to make yet another film, and she said, really wanted to get into the guts of one of America's most beloved cities. Rand Paul, all of a sudden, had a rescue plan they didn't tell any of us about. So it's funny what a little blood and a little bankruptcy will do for a rep. You know what I'm saying? The beautiful thing about Detroit is it is better. There's no doubt. I'm not going to go into how. You all know. It's better. There's no doubt. But the question is, for whom? Kevin Orr was giving his interview, on his way out interview to the Detroit Economic Club, and he said the neighborhoods, that project's a 30-year project in the making, 30 years. I don't know what the long-term plan is, but we better come up with some short-term proof for the people who live in the neighborhoods. We better do it now. We seem convinced that it's on its way. We talk about small things and anything is good from the hell that we came from. I think we know that. But like what exactly? Mayor Duggan did a good job in his State of the City speech, really focusing on what we can do for regular people, because that's what a city is its people. It's not its bricks and mortar. It's not necessarily a business community or the church. It's people, regular, everyday people. What do we do when the federal welfare dries up? When they don't give us a couple of buses? When they don't give us a couple of tens of millions of dollars to tear down some houses because we're not getting more demolition money next year? I don't think Congress is willing to extend the hand anymore to Detroit, considering the current political climate. So what is the long-term plan and the short-term solution? Detroit's walking man. We all remember him. He's awesome. He's what we all want to believe we are. The guy we want to believe still exists, and there he was in the flesh. And we responded, and we wanted to help this guy. And this guy's gone. Split. Got a new car, got some money, and why? It's too dangerous. He's a lifetime Detroiter. He left. It does not percolate out to where he's at, which is a half a mile from where the light rail is going to stop. It's not going to stop at his neighborhood. It's not going to, in the short term, take him to the state fairgrounds where he can get on the bus to go to the mall where he can walk from there. It's a regional issue. We don't have the buses going out there. Now we're going to have the buses come in here because we don't want them to have to walk home at 2 in the morning when our buses don't run. Except Detroit has opted out of the regional system. So regionally speaking, the suburbs are on the hook for that, as they are for the water, as they are for the zoo, as they are for Belle Isle, as they are for the pensions, as they are for the water. So when I say Detroit, I mean all of us. As we rebuild, let's remember that resentment is rumbling out there. Now, I know we're talking about holistic solutions, small but consistent gains. But people don't think like that. They see something and they don't have it. And constantly they ask me, when's it coming? So let's remind ourselves that as a reporter, I look at things as a story and I say, what does Detroit say to me? I say the story now would be a tale of two cities. For instance, the lofts are full, Midtown, downtown. That's a great thing. They didn't used to be. But less than 400 mortgages were issued in the city of Detroit last year. Less than 400. Regular people can't get a mortgage. The banks that ruined it all of a sudden now say that this Detroit miracle that we see is not for real, and that what we want, what people want to sell their house for, and what people are willing to pay for that house, which is a free market, is not true. That's not the value. We're still stuck in our legacy and our reputation from a couple of years ago. The DIA got bailed out. That's a great thing. I not only pay taxes to keep it going, I'm a member. I love art. My wife teaches art. But the public libraries got cut. That's human capital. That's what's more important, than painting or childhood literacy. Tons of new restaurants. I'm not a foodie, but I like a good steak, right? You all do. But I called a friend of mine. She's a kindergarten teacher. The federal breakfast program today, you know that they take out of our pockets. It goes to Washington, back to Lansing, to the school district. The children got generic Pop-Tarts and orange drink, which is legal because it has vitamin C in it and strawberry is a fruit. I kid you not. Now, I willingly pay because I am a member of society. You know what I mean? We say how things go. It's money from our pockets. Who took it? Who took the nourishment out of the kid's belly from my pocket? This needs to change, and we have a history of this. So the interface between contractors and the municipal government, state government, that nonsense has to stop, or else we will get nowhere in the long term. Light rail, awesome. I used to live in New York, love a light rail, but the buses still don't run on time. I know the mayor's working hard on it. What's the long-term funding solution for this? If SMART comes in, they take coins out of the operating budget of the city bus system. It's not exactly a plan. It's a short-term plug. Nightlife, I go out, it's fun, Troy's rocking, but not in the neighborhood. There's a spike in homicide. The cops start at $14 an hour, they're down, they're glum, don't even talk to me about the firefighters and their pensions. We got an issue, the equipment's breaking down. Got a new hockey complex, that's great. I like hockey, go Wings, but the schools are on the brink, and one of the charter schools started the school year with 100 kids in a kindergarten class. The bureaucracy. The mayor's got till December 15th to blow up the bureaucracy, remake it, rehire, get competent people in there, rehire competent people. But that comes with class issues, historical issues, racial issues. So there's a ton of work to be done there. Now the state budget is $325 million in the red this year. The main culprit, business tax incentives, tax breaks. We're going to have to cut services because we gave too much away. What are we going to cut? And whose life does that affect? It's Tale of Two Cities. Now, I see this all over America. Like I said, Detroit is the spear. We went up first. We made the middle class. We went down first. Baltimore's on the ropes, can't handle their pension obligations. Los Angeles, the state of Illinois. I could go on and on and on. That's why they came here and looked at us like some kind of scientific experiment because they know they're next. In Ferguson, there's a lot of issues, not the least of which is there are about 60 municipalities that make up greater St. Louis. Let's call it St. Louis. But they can't fund their bureaucracy, so what do? They pull people over on pretense, they shake them down, they make them pay traffic tickets, court fines, etc. So the people start to believe that the government that represents them does not represent them, that it's a hostile entity to them. In New York, in Staten Island, you know, the guy gets choked out. There's an economic component to this, which is New York is fabulously wealthy. It's doing well. The business community is doing well. The stock market's going go-go. People are getting pushed out. Regular people, neighborhood people. The guy that got choked, you know what he was doing? He was selling loose cigarettes. They go for $14 a pack in New York. He was selling them for $1. He's got 6 kids. He was trying to make a living. Neighborhood. So when I look at the country, I think the answer is equity. I think we have to invest in human capital, in our children, make sure they're able to read. Even if they come from a household where the parents don't care, the school should be able to lift them a little bit more above his circumstances than if he didn't go to the school. It's not about getting people together in a room. It's about people on the block. Is that 20 minutes? 10 minutes? How much I got left? Oh, I ran out of stuff. But that's my feeling. Now, look, I'm not a liberal. I'm not. I'm pro-business, no jobs, no zoo, no hot dogs, no Tiger games. You know what I mean? Honestly, I'm not a conservative. I might be the only guy you know that voted for Barack Obama and Ronald Reagan. I just go with the best thing in front of me. I'm neither conservative nor liberal. I'm a father. I want something better for my kid, and if something better for my kid implies there's something better for your kid. And we can't have a festering cesspool. And I like what Brooks Patterson said. When we're talking about the miracle of Detroit, that doesn't necessarily mean tax breaks where you're pulling businesses from the region downtown where they pay less, because there's still a hole in Southfield. There's still a hole in Livonia. Let's start grabbing the businesses from Indiana and New York and bringing them here, because besides the cold, it's a pretty good place. There's no other place I'd rather be. I blew up my whole life and came home just because it's home and we're good. And I know we'll soldier on at the minimum, but now's the time to set it up right, right? I mean, I heard somebody say about public policy, all these questions that you just brought up, well, we'll get to it when we get there, you know, but let's just not poo-poo what's going on. Let's get some momentum, but that's not good public planning. Public planning is to look out into the future, your 2-year plan, your 5-year plan, your 10-year plan. I don't know about pell-mell, let's run around, let's just develop. Let's think this thing through. That's what you're about, and then my job is to watch you think about it and then criticize you for no particular reason. But Detroit's a better place, and I believe we're headed in the right direction, but let's be sure that the walking man walks his ass on back here where he belongs. And that's it. Thank you.